Yeah, I feel this chat is just for the guys in here. I don't feel like
It
it's
is.
like I don't think that it's.
Beto already went live right now.
Oh. Why is the sound like so late?
I don't know. Yeah, we can hear you too. I'll mute myself.
How you play the game with the people that writing the rules? Ain't the fame that I'm after when paying the dues. I've been through the pain that's reflected in the attitude. Might be winning now, but the thing is that I had to lose. So go and tell me what you really want to do. And lonely at the top, cause there ain't a lot of room. Ain't no other option, it's all I ever knew. So I'ma get it poppin', you know how I'ma do. I've been down through the blood and the sweat. Guarantee you can know I'm a threat. I've been down through the blood and the sweat, and I ain't close to being done yet, I'm going all in. Yeah, I'm going all in. Yeah, and I ain't close to being done yet, I'm going all in. Yeah, they know I'm going all in.
What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the of the Niners Boys podcast. How's everybody doing? Hope everyone is doing good. And where did Brandon go?
Visible today.
Where'd you go, Brandon?
I'm still here.
Oh, I came in. Okay, I know why.
And I think you lost your screen too.
There we go.
No, because the other one, I said it. Yeah. Anyway, that's Brandon's fault. Hold on,
Apple
guys.
products.
It's your fault, fool.
Apple products.
No, that's because I wasn't set up for 4 people. But anyway.
That's Zoom right there.
Here we go. Can you guys, what's up, Adina Harvey? Let us know if you guys can hear us. We're going through Zoom. We're going through Zoom through
there's Dion
eCam, so we
right
got to
there.
make sure we work. Of course, he comes in. What's up, Dion?
What's good?
So let us know if you guys can hear us as we are live in the comments. What's up, Pete? How you doing?
I'm great, Beto. Like now that we got it up and running, we're still looking up because I can't see the people in the chat. But still, what's going on to everybody? Hope everybody's having a good week.
Okay, we got it. Yeah, we're trying to figure some things out. Let me know in the chat if you guys can hear Brandon, Pete, and I'll bring in Dion in a few minutes. Are you guys able to hear everybody? I hear y'all. Okay, good.
And y'all, we're good. We're good.
We'll make it work the best we can. Hold on, Dion. There it
This
is.
is new setup. D.
There you are.
Oh, you can't see Dion on YouTube. Oh, there he is.
You see him?
Yeah, you can see him now.
All right, cool. And then I guess you can change your background on Zoom.
If you have to switch it to tell it that you have a green screen. Oh, you have to tell it. You have to tell that at the bottom, like.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I gotta tell it's a green screen. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys, bear with us. We're trying to work some kinks out. Now, when you guys This is live, so there's no. Okay, so this is just on my side. All right. Wonder why it shows here, but not. All right. Cool, cool. So, gentlemen, good evening. Good evening. How are we doing tonight? We have a special guest with us, Dion. Dion, how you doing, buddy?
I'm good. How about y'all, man? How's everybody doing?
Doing good, brother. Doing good. Getting talks on football. Training camp is around the corner. We're going to be talking a little bit of training camp. So, everyone, welcome to another episode of the Niners Boyz podcast. I'm your host, Beto, and with me are my co-hosts, Brandon and Peter, and we have a guest tonight with us, Dion. How are you guys doing? Hope you guys had a wonderful week so far, day 2 of the week. Who's excited for some training camp?
I think we all are, to be honest.
I think everybody is. We're tired of all this. There's not even anybody talking about anything on Twitter. It's really weird. Like there's like no news at all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's pretty quiet. It's, the only thing that really is there to talk about is the whole Brandon Ayuk situation. Hey, how do you tell it that you got a green screen? Because I'm trying to. Usually it was
You
like
go
right
down,
there.
You go down to audio or video,
Yeah.
and then video settings. Oh, adjust background and effects. Adjust background and effects. Effects. That's what it is.
Because wait, in video settings.
Yeah.
You go to adjust background and effects, and then at the bottom you got to scroll all the way to the bottom, and it says I have a green screen.
Wait, I don't even see adjust background and effects. What the?
So go to video, like that little arrow, the little drop
Yeah,
arrow,
yeah.
and then right underneath blur my background, it should say adjust background and
Oh,
effects.
choose my background.
Oh, okay.
That's
Maybe
all I have.
Oh, maybe it's you have a Mac?
No.
No. Okay.
Laptop.
I don't know.
What's up, Throwback? What's up, Bebop? How you guys? Jimmy's in the house. What's up, Jimmy? Welcome, welcome. Everyone in the chat, welcome. Those that are popping in late. Dina Harvey, how you doing, girl? Red Jet Shells in the house. What's up, girl? Welcome. So we're just around the corner from the start of the 2024 training camp. We can finally have some substance to what we talk about. Rookies report July 16 and the veterans report on July 23rd. All right, gentlemen. Now that we got everything out of the way, let's talk some football. Let's talk some football. There's been some news. They came out today, and let's talk about it a little bit. Somebody decided to get suspended. Ex-Niner, and so if there was a chance that he would come and be a Niner, I think those chances are gone. I think he was suspended for 6 games. So Tashawn Gibson has been suspended by the commissioner for the first 6 games of the 2024 season. He is eligible to sign and participate in all preseason activities, including games. His suspension will take effect as of the roster reduction to the 53-man roster. For the first time in 2 seasons, the San Francisco 49ers will have a new starting free safety. Tashawn Gibson remains unsigned and will turn 34 in August. So can I say that it's safely say that he's not coming back to the Niners? Pete, you think the Niners are going to wait for him to serve that suspension, or you think they may go in a different direction?
I think it's safe to say that Tashawn Gibson saw his last days with the 49ers. Not only I don't even know how that happens when you're not signed to a team. Like how did you get tested, or did it happen during the season last season is my question. I just wonder when all of this stuff, how did it even come about? Because he wasn't even playing.
Yeah,
he was hurt. He was hurt forever.
Yeah, it's weird, man. But
But
He's
yeah, no,
not
he
on the
won't be back.
team, so maybe somebody will call upon him late during the season after he serves his suspension. But I thought it was kind of odd, so I saw that in the news, wanted to bring it. Dion, your thoughts on Mr. Tershawn Gibson, man? Have you read anything or heard anything why he was suspended?
But I do believe that basically the reason that um, he wound up being tested is because he hasn't retired. So I'm pretty sure there's got to be something in the CBA that says like, hey, if you're not officially retired and it's not over for you, then technically speaking, you need to adhere to those, rules and regulations. And he probably had something in the system that he didn't mean to take. I mean, it's kind of rare that these guys are going to purposely, fail on a drug test. Sometimes it's a situation of, hey, I'm just trying to keep my body going. I didn't know this was something I couldn't take, But I mean, he's not here, and we're not bringing him back, so it's not like we really need him. We already had the people in camp that we want. So while
Hmm.
it's news because he was an ex-Niner, I could care less.
Yeah, I don't think they were going to bring him, even if the suspension wasn't there.
Yeah.
I think they were ready to move on with Jair Brown coming into the second year, and hopefully Hufanga will be able to play in there. But I still think they should bring a veteran safety to help these young ones. And I've been hearing Simmons from Denver is still available. And what are you guys' thoughts? Brandon, I'll start with you. What are your thoughts? Do you think the Niners should pursue a veteran safety to come in? And, especially if we don't know who Fanga is going to be able to start week one. Is he going to be ready? Is he not? I know Jair Brown's ready to go. Mustafa is a rookie. Do you think the Niners should look at bringing in a veteran safety now that Gibson's not available? Do you think they should bring somebody in or just go with the guys that we have?
So first to touch on Gibson. Gibson did actually say before last season started that he was actually going to retire after the 2023 season. So we already knew that he wasn't coming back in the first place. So that's that. I think we're fine with what we have right now. Jair Brown could go out there and improve even more while we don't know when Ofunga is coming back exactly. So don't be surprised. We'll see Brown out there maybe the first couple weeks of the season. And I think I heard that he's been working hella hard and improving his skills and everything during the offseason. So I'm kind of excited to see what Jair Brown brings to the table this coming up season, especially while Hofunga is still basically like rehabbing and trying to be 100% for the season. So that's my thoughts. I would go with Brown, to be honest.
Just go with Jair Brown and then hopefully that Hufanga will be ready
Yeah.
to rock and roll. I got you. All right, so let's move on to a little bit of Brandon and you. The Sega continues. I cannot wait for this to be actually be taken care of and signed because man, this Sega is just going on and on. But what was the purpose of Brandon and you meeting with the 49ers? The NFL insider Mike Garofalo recently reported that the Niners and Brandon Ayuk are no closer to a deal after the recent meeting. So, what was the point of having one? Dion, since you're a guest, I'm going to ask you, what's the whole point? Tom Paracero said there was a good meeting. Things look good. Now his colleague, Mike, is saying that they're still far apart. Are you had enough of this? What's your thoughts, man? Your personal thoughts on this? Do you think he'll be a Niner, or you think he'll be in a different uniform, even though he's under contract for this year?
To be honest with you, man, it seems like Brandon Ayuk is moving further and further away. At the end of the day, you got to look at it from both sides. As a player, you got to get your money. As a as a team, you got to conserve as much money as you can. From what I've heard from Adam Schefter, period, point blank, They are at, I believe, 26, and Brandon wants 30. And he's not budging on that price. Last meeting, he wound up bringing Jaden Daniels in there. You saw him on the Pivot podcast. You heard what he was talking about. All of those things were going on. To be honest with you, at the end of the day, pay him or trade him. But don't let this go into the season. Don't force him to stay. Don't do all the franchise tagging and all that extra shit. It muddies the waters, and you just wind up having a player who doesn't want to do anything, and it's a waste of your time and theirs. So, me personally, pay him or trade him. If you trade him, you're definitely going to get a first round pick. Yeah, he's got some destinations he would like to go to. Of course, we all know Adam Peters is in Washington. He'd love to go there. And if you had a pairing of Terry McLaurin and Brandon Ayuk, I think that would be a damn good wide receiver tandem. But pay him or trade him.
Yeah, and his quarterback from college just went in the draft this year to Washington Commanders. So he said that he would, he did respond in the pivot saying that he obviously the Niners first, but he wouldn't mind playing for the Commanders or playing for the Steelers. Interesting take there. I don't know. I'm just sick and tired of the drama. He's asking. I understand that Brandon Ayuk is worth an amount of money. Did we lose him? Yes, we did. An amount of money.
I think he just went somewhere real quick.
Yeah, I think he's just trying to figure out his video.
Yeah.
Oh, his video. Okay. Oh, he's still here. Oh, okay. But Pete. Oh man.
Can I talk about that one?
Yeah, that's what I'm bringing it up to you because I know you have some thoughts on that. The whole drama with Brandon Ayuk. I love him as a receiver. I want him here, but it's getting to a point where I don't want this type of distraction going into training camp. We have so much things going on. We have a chance to win the Super Bowl. He's an important piece of the puzzle, and he will be valued here, absolutely. But I don't want a distraction going into training camp and back and forth. So, Pete, what are your thoughts? And don't hold back, bro. Let everybody know how you feel.
I'm not.
Beto, bring back Dion.
Dion not in?
I thought I saw him.
He's not on the screen. He's in here, but he's not on the screen.
So how I feel about it is it's a negotiation. We've dealt with this every single season. There's no way that it's not going to be a distraction. But I think that this is the thing about it. This whole team is used to it. Like there's no other team that's more prepared for this situation than the 49ers because they deal with it every single season. And I think nobody has a better he's already been talking. Ayuk's been talking to Debo. I'm sure he's been talking to other teammates about his situation people that have already been through it. And this is part of the negotiating. This is big boy negotiations. If I was him, I would just let my agent handle it. Like, I know that he thinks that this gives him leverage by putting stuff in the social media and like all the other stuff. And I'm all about the players getting their money. Like we're talking about $4 million. Like we're talking about a $4 million difference. To me, it's all about hammering out the details. And I know that they say that they're far apart, but $4 million doesn't sound like far apart to me. But the reality of the whole situation is that I don't blame Ayuk for wanting his money. I don't blame the 49ers for not wanting to pay top dollar for a guy that they're probably not going to target like the best receivers in the league. I understand that Ayuk is one of the most important 49ers in this offense because of multiple reasons. But at the same time, that's why it's a negotiation. I think it's going to eventually happen. I think that it's going to, like every single season, he's going to probably come in a little rusty in the beginning, and then, but by week 3, he'll be good. And I don't think it's the same situation as Debo because Debo depends on a whole bunch of different. They have to literally manufacture him touches. Brandon Ayuk is more of a pure receiver, than Debo, so I think that his skills are going to translate a little bit better. But as far as everything goes, am I tired of it? I'm just used to it. I'm a broken 49er fan. Like we do this every week. We do this every year. So why is anybody surprised? But they're going to pay him. They're going to pay him. It's probably not going to be exactly what he wants, and they're probably not going to pay exactly what they wanted to pay him. That's why it's a negotiation.
Yeah. Anything you want to add, Brandon, to the whole saga of Days of Our Lives with Brandon and Uke here on the Niners Network?
No, I mean, Dion and Pete said it the best. At the end of the day, man, we've been saying it for literally since this whole thing has started. It's going to get done, regardless of the fact of what's going on right now as we speak. Yes, I got a notification like 10 minutes ago saying that the Niners and Ayuk are far from getting a agreement done. But at the end of the day, dude, it's going to happen. Like the agreement's going to get done.
You know, he held a meeting with the Niners. Nothing came out of. Nobody said anything. Do you think there's a possibility that he went in there and said, "Hey, listen, guys, you guys don't want to pay me what I'm worth. That's fine. I'm gonna show up to training camp. I'm gonna be there at training camp from day one. I'll play under the fifth year option with you guys. If I come in, I'm assuming this was what Brandon told the Niners. If I come in day one in training camp and I participate this year, can you guys promise me that next year you guys won't tag me and allow me to move on?"
They're not going to do that. It's not going to get that far. It's not going to get that far. I promise you. Like the 49ers have paid every single person that they valued on this team. DeForest Buckner, to me, I think they were still learning their way, and honestly, I think they were surprised that they were able to get a first in that situation. This situation right here, he's gonna get paid. He's just making a bigger stink about it and being more vocal. Like Debo put his little videos out there, but it wasn't like going on podcasts and like doing all the other stuff, which is you can try and get the public behind you, but at the end of the day, the fans, like, I mean, not that they don't care about Brandon Ayuk, but 9 times out of 10, the fans are going to pick the team over one player. So I don't quite see how that's putting pressure on the team, because at the end of the day, the team's not going to care. They're gonna do what they're gonna do. And if like I said, if he would have just let his agent handle it, he probably wouldn't be as frustrated right now with everything that's going on. Like, but I think he stuck his nose in, and now he wanted to see how everything was happening, and now he heard a bunch of things from the team that he probably didn't want to hear, and that made him feel some kind of way. But if he would have just let his agent handle it, like, he wouldn't have had to hear any of that. You know what I'm saying? So I just, it is what it is. Like, I still think it's going to get done though.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. It's frustrating. But we'll have to let it. And it's not a surprise that it's early July and it hasn't been done yet. I mean, if there's a history, the Niners have showed that they don't sign anybody early July. It's always late July, early August. They did it with Nick Bosa. They did it with Fred Warner. They did it with Kittle. They did it with every major player that they drafted and developed. They covet. If they developed you and you are an important part of this team on and off the field, the Niners will take care of you. You just got to be patient. And I understand being in your 20s, your first contract, you're seeing other players in your position getting paid. You don't want to be left behind. And you have a young man in a youth that he is young and he wants to be respected. And what does he consider respect? Respect for him is getting the value that he thinks that he's worth. And the Niners are probably not saying you're not worth it, but this is a business. And you need to understand that for what we need you on this roster and for what you do, you're not the number one. And I hate to say this, but it's the truth. He is not the number one on this team. He's probably like the fourth option on this team. Not that he's not
still
good.
He's still necessary.
No,
Let's
he
not
is.
get it twisted.
No, don't get it twisted. He is, but he's not the first option. Christian McCaffrey went up and said, "Hey, I have no guarantees coming in this year. I want to get some guarantees. I want my contract." And what did they do? They went ahead and took care of him right away. They didn't
That's
hesitate.
because CMC is your first option.
Exactly.
And
Because-
it freed up cap space.
And and the same thing with Trent Williams. If they do take care of that, that's going to help the team out in the long run as well. But Brandon just needs to be patient. I do love the fact, guys, that I saw Debo working out like a madman on that treadmill. I'm like, man, I had to drink like 4 things of water, watching him run, and I think I lost 5 pounds watching him run. I also been watching videos of the rookies. I don't know if you guys seen it. Of the rookies,
Pearsall and Cowing.
Yeah,
working
Cowing.
on their.
They've been working out together.
That's good to see, man. I don't know about you guys, and whoever wants to jump in can jump in, but I think seeing that, I don't know. I know that these rookies have to prove themselves. They have to come in and show they can be as good as advertised, making that transition from college to pro football. But this kid that we drafted just seems like he has his head in the right place, and he's working hard. I hope he plans out. I love his footwork. I love the way he's able to move
He
in
has
and
some
out.
quick footwork for sure.
Yeah, and if in the slot he's going to be dangerous. If
it was
this guy
wild.
comes in and hits fast, if he comes in and is able to just grab the ball, grab onto the offense, make it work, how good or how better would this offense be in 2024 than it was in 2023, assuming Brandon signed and ready to go? Anybody can jump in.
But it was wild in that video, like with Cowing and Pearsall, how they were almost synchronized on their juke moves. That was wild to see. Like I thought that was pretty crazy. But yeah, you want to take that one, Dion?
No, I mean, I just wanted to touch on something really quick with the Ayuk situation. So for anybody out there that says Ayuk is crying, you need to knock it off.
Yeah.
Okay. At the end of the day, no matter what you do in life, if you got your job and you bust your ass and you know that you're worth every penny, don't you want a raise? So are you crying because you didn't get because you want a raise? Are you upset because you know, are you just making, something out of nothing? No. I did the job, pay me my money. And you got to remember, as I stated before, it's two sides of the coin. The 49ers are saying, hey, we've only got so much money we can give you. Brandon Ayuk is saying, this is my first ever contract in the NFL. I need all the guaranteed money I can get, along with me getting what the average is. This was part of the reason that I was like, please don't do this with the court with the wide receivers, because what have we done? Watch the wide receivers run up the damn tab. He even said it on the pivot. They could have got him cheaper had they signed him earlier. So it's like, you wait, you're going to have to pay. And if you don't pay, it is what it is. On the subject of Cowing and Pearsall, that's nice. Keep working out. Keep doing what you're doing. Want to make sure that everybody has a great, has a great training camp. You guys show up and show out. Pearsall, you've got a guaranteed spot on the team. You're a first-round pick. They're not going to cut the first-round pick. That would just be dumb. Don't get me wrong. They did it before with Trey Lance, but, that was a different situation.
Well, they didn't kind of year one, though.
Yeah, not year one, of course.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, like, you just – with those two, they've got to come in. They got to prove themselves. And everybody, please take training camp with a grain of salt. If somebody drops the ball or somebody doesn't look so good, let's not have a heart attack over it. It's training camp, people.
Be prepared for that
It's coming.
shit.
I was about to say, it's coming.
It's coming.
It's about to be the end of the damn
It's
world for
coming.
everybody who dropped this and failed at that and ran here and didn't go there. Just take a chill pill, man. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, all I need us to do is make the playoffs, and I need Kyle to do his damn job and finish the job. And if we can get that much done for this year, I'll be happy. I know that there are those that, hey, it's cool, but I just would rather him get the job done because it just you wind up in a sticky situation. But those two rookie receivers should help big time. I do believe, and I stand on this, that Cowing is Debo's replacement because the only way that they can keep Debo beyond next year is to re-sign him in some way
No,
and
Debo's
stretch
gone
out his money. Because at this point, the minute Brock gets paid, there's going to be cap casualties.
Yeah.
People cannot continue to we can't as a franchise continue to kick the can down the road, so to speak, and keep renegotiating everybody in their mother's contracts. It does not work like that. So you're gonna have to make some hard decisions. And to be honest with you, you can tell what those hard decisions are going to be. You know why? You see that picture with Kyle looking like a fake porn star with his little mustache?
with his stash, his new stash.
Who was he hanging with? George Kittle
And Hughes chick.
Juice. He's gonna keep his boys there. You know what I'm saying? But there's gonna be some people on the outside looking in. You're just not gonna be able to keep. You're not gonna cut Nick Bosa. You just paid him. You're not cutting Trent Williams. You don't have a left tackle to replace him. You're not cutting CMC. He's the best damn running back in football. You're not cutting George Kittle because outside of Travis Kelce, there's not another tight end that can do what he does.
It's the most he can be defense, to be honest.
I don't know.
I think
you know what I'm saying? Like there's
a lot of our
casualties, and it probably will be on defense. And we definitely gonna talk about that later, Beto. I'll give it back to you, but we have a new DC. And for as much as everyone wanted to rip Wilkes over the Super Bowl and players didn't I don't give a good goddamn. Our DBs did as great as they did under him, and the man did what he could while he was here. Now, Kyle got his last two DCs before Wilkes had coaching jobs from them doing a good job here. But we don't know what Sorensen's about. Yeah, he may adopt the same principles and stuff like that, but that doesn't mean we going right back to the same things that we did before. We have an influx of new talent on that D-line. There's lots of questions there. So I'll give it back to you, Beth, but we definitely got to talk about that because that's a big question mark.
It is, and you're right, and you are definitely right about that. Now, when what's his name? I can't find his name. The head coach for Saleh. When Saleh first came in, nobody knew about Saleh. We didn't know what he was going to be. We don't know if he was going to be successful or not. And I still think D'Amico Ryan was better than him, in my opinion. But when D'Amico Ryan took over, we didn't know what he was going to do, or how he's going to perform as a first-time coordinator. So Sorensen, I don't know is really up too much about him. I'm hoping that because he's been in this system and this defense is going to be running the same system. And if the saying goes, if it ain't broken, why fix it? They tried something different when they brought in, what's the name, from the outside. Yeah, from the outside, Wilkinson from the outside in, and expected him to run their type of defense. And that's where I think it failed. You bring someone that has his own way of running a defense. He gets to bring nobody with him, and you expect him to run your type of defense, and he needs to adjust to that. And the whole thing about being upstairs and being downstairs, and people need to be babysit and be patted on the butt, otherwise they can't perform. It was just a distraction. Now that they have Sorensen that is going to be on the field, he knows this system. He's been running it. Hopefully, it can get back to the way it was. Our secondary, in my opinion, has improved tremendously just with the additions of the free agency, Rocky Sin and Yadam, and then Renardo Green being drafted, and then Lenore.
And who knows what Luter can give you.
And what Luter can do. Because last year we went in with Emory Thomas being that third guy. And we know that was a shit show, him being the third guy. At least we don't have to worry. He might not even make the team, but it's okay because I really believe they can keep Lenore in the middle, in the slot, and bring Yodam on the outside opposite of Shavarius Ward. And now you got a good trio there. And then you have the front. And I don't know what people agree with me or not, but Chase Young it's a name that hasn't lived up to its potential. I think that Leonard Floyd is an upgrade from Chase Young. Everybody wants to talk about Chase Young because he went to the same school as Bosa, and Bosa's doing what he's doing. Chase Young, since he got hurt, he's never been the same. And that's just, to me, that's a name that people, why did they let him go? They should have signed him. Did you see him play? Did you see what he provided?
He definitely weren't paying him what he got.
No, and then yeah, exactly. Not for the performance that he was providing, and I don't believe that. Well, maybe next in 2024 he'll do better. If he couldn't do it on this defense, he's not going to do it anywhere, in my opinion. So I think Leonard Floyd addition is great. But going back to the coaches, Matt, I hope that he can run this defense the way it needs to be run. I want to get your guys' thought on the secondary, because I really believe the secondary helps out the defensive line, and the defensive line helps out the secondary. If the Niners can cover enough where the quarterback has to make his second or third read or holds on to the ball second line, Bosa, Hargrave, Collins, or Leonard Floyd will eventually get there. How much of an improvement do you guys think this secondary is going to be, just to the fact that we brought in 2 corners from the outside, we drafted one, and by the way, I don't think that we drafted a corner that high in a long time, particularly under Kyle and John, but I don't even think we drafted a corner that high in a while, even with the old regime. Correct me if I'm wrong, but and then Luter, and I don't know about Womack. I don't even know if he's gonna make the team, but we'll see. But Luter's available. I heard a lot of good things about Luter. So how good do you guys think? And I'm gonna ask this question to all 3 of you. I'm gonna go Pete, Dion, and then Brandon. I want to get your same question but different opinions on it. How good do you think this secondary can be if these guys that we brought in hit? If Yadam can play corner and play solid like he did when he was with the Saints? Pete, take it away.
So I look at this, and I've said it many times, that I think that this is the deepest this defensive back room has been. In recent memory. I mean, I can take it all the way back to Harbaugh if you really want to, but I haven't seen it this deep in forever, and we have corners upon corners upon corners. The only thing that worries me is, can we keep our safeties healthy? And because we have Huff that's coming off an injury, we have
Jair Brown.
We got Jair Brown, who is coming off a rookie season. But yeah, he's got to take a step forward. And then you got a rookie, Mustafa, and then you've got Odom. And what?
He's just special teams, bro, but I got you.
Yeah, and Hawkins. And what behind it is really thin.
Yeah.
So if Huff doesn't really work out, I'm pretty confident that he will be back. He said he's trying to be back by week 1. But if he's not back by week 1 and we have to run Odom out there, because I don't think that they're going to run Mustafa out there. But
if they do,
even worse, because now you got a rookie out there.
Yeah. I wouldn't want him to be out there.
Well, I mean, we still don't know how good he's going to be in that.
We don't. But
he's a rookie. But you know how hard it is to adapt to that, to the plays?
I get that.
He's going to make mistakes.
Yeah, that's my only thing. I mean, Jair Brown made mistakes.
Yeah.
Do we think Mustafa's already, we just don't know. It's the unknown.
But Jair Brown did sit for a minute, though. And if you have to put Mustafa right off the back, that's scary.
That's rough.
But here's my thing too, though. When Jair Brown took over for Huff, he had some, messed up moments, but as the season went on and he got to play more and more, he got better.
But he had who next to him?
Gibson.
He had a vet.
He
had a vet.
Yeah, that's true.
And had played with the team for a full season as a starter. That's my point, is that behind those like if one of those guys goes down, Jair Brown or Huff, it's kind of thin. Like that's why I do hope that they end up fortifying that safety room with maybe another vet.
Yeah, like Simmons. Hopefully they do bring him in.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to be able to afford him, but because you mentioned this earlier, and like I want to bring it up because it actually is like valid for the whole situation, the 49ers whole situation going forward. Anybody's contract that comes up, they're a good team. They've
Yep.
been in four of the last five. They've been in four of the last five NFC championships. They've been to 2 Super Bowls in the last 5 years. This is the thing: good teams have trouble paying guys max money. Like, especially when you got a roster full of guys getting paid, that already got paid top dollar. Like, so going forward, like, if you want to get top dollar, any of these guys, they've got to know that they're not going to get top dollar from the 49ers. You've got to know that off the bat because they can't. You want to get top dollar, you go to bad teams. That's what's going to happen.
You want championships,
How
you
many
come to
good
the Niners.
teams?
You want money, you go to a bad team.
How many top 5 teams do you see paying dudes like breaking off dudes unless it's their quarterback? Like, it doesn't happen. And they're definitely not signing them off the street. So it's so I think that people need to take that kind of bring it on in and just set your expectations for how much some of these guys are going to, if they're asking for some astronomical amount of money, it's not going to happen. They're not going to be here. You can already tell them that they're not going to be here.
Yep. I hear you. So, my friend Dion, the secondary, and you can also add to that corners the safety, because P does bring a very interesting point that, and I hear what Brandon said too. Mustafa could come in and contribute right away and be effective, but he is a rookie. Jair Brown did have a vet. There's no more vet in there. If the vet in right now is now Hufanga, and if Hufanga's not playing, then Mustafa's going to have to rely on Brown, and Brown's still trying to figure things out, and that can be scary. So Dion, real quick before I give it to you, Brandon was waving his finger, so I think he has a comment or a question. Go ahead and ask your question, and then Dion, you can go right after it.
No, I was just gonna say. Well, I mean, if Huff is not ready, he'll still be on the sideline to talk to the boys and prep.
But being
prep
on
them
the
for
field
next.
on the fly is much different than just.
I get
hearing
that,
it
but I'm
from
just
the-
saying the next series type shit. Like, you can do the same thing on the sideline as they're on the sideline, and then the next series comes out, they do what they got to do.
Yeah, it's just the unknown. That's all.
Exactly.
That's all it is. It's just the unknown. We don't know. Like we got to see it. And we got to see more than training camp, because Mustafa wasn't known as a coverage guy in college. So
Yeah, for me, honestly, I think our secondary is going to be okay. I like the corners that we did bring in. And as far as the situation goes when it comes down to, the safeties, I think we're going to be fine. I think they're going to be in too many problems. If they were going to bring in a vet, they would have brought him in. I don't think they're going to be like waiting until they figure out what they're going to do with Brett and Ayuk to do all that. They've made several other moves, in the stead of, waiting on Ayuk with signing, Juwan Jennings and giving Christian McCaffrey the extension. All of these things come into play, but I honestly don't think our safety room is going to hurt in any way, shape, or form. I think we'll be perfectly fine. I don't think our DB room is going to hurt in any way. I do believe that they probably keep Lenore inside and give one of these dudes a shot on the outside. Maybe you might see a Mooney Ward and a Rocky Sin, and then you see Demo in the slot. It's just situations that they're gonna play around with this stuff. They're gonna do it all training camp long, and they're probably gonna do it all preseason long. So honestly, I think everything is gonna be perfectly fine. I don't think our secondary is going to struggle or hurt in any way. And I mean, having some fresh new blood in there, they may work out a little better than we anticipate. I honestly think it's going to be good for us. I'd rather them go ahead and say to themselves, hey, let's make this happen. Let's do what we can and let's figure this out. I'd rather Sorensen coach them up and say, hey, for my DB coach, figure out. Let's see what we're doing. Let's get this going. Sean Goldson is in the building, isn't he? Don't we have him as one of our guys? So that tells you that things are, going to be good as far as that safety room. He's an old vet that is, definitely retired now, but he can still offer some insight to things. He can't tell him how to hit no more because what he did would get you fined and thrown out of the damn game in today's time because it's a softer game. But I think having the guys that we have in the building will keep our guys in good spirits. And I have to agree with Brendan here. Huff being on the sidelines is a great thing. It's different when you're on the field. I hear you 1,000%, Beto. But it's great when you're on the sidelines and you can tell a guy, hey, man, look, this is what's happening. This is what's going on. Because Huff is rehabbing, but don't think he ain't about to study.
Yep.
He's going to study for games.
Mm-hmm.
He was trained by the great Troy Polamalu. There's no reason this dude is not about to study and keep himself up to date on what's going on and what happened. I'll give you the prime example. When he actually, I think it was a couple years ago, because it definitely wasn't last year, when he intercepted Matt Stafford in that Rams game when we were at home, Kyle wanted to rip him a brand new asshole. Because he's like, what were you doing? And it's like, dummy, I intercepted the ball and scored a touchdown. What do you mean, what was I doing? But Kyle is one of those guys, like, I expect you in the defense to be in this spot. And he had to explain to Kyle, bro, I studied him. I knew he was going to do this.
Yeah.
That's why I did that. So at certain times that you have to allow players to be themselves and do things that are not within the scope of the scheme because they know that they can actually make this play happen based off of the research. I'll give you another example. Peyton Manning, one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, right? Everybody agree with that?
Mm-hmm.
You know who made him his you-know-what every time he played him? Ty Law. Ty Law had Peyton Manning's number. Anytime he threw, he wanted to throw away from Ty. You know why? Ty knew what he was doing. He studied. It's up here. It's mental. It's cerebral. So that cerebral and mental knowledge that you get from Huff being provided to these younger players, being able to help coach them up along with the actual coaches is going to pay dividends in the end. Now I don't think that Huff loses his job like Jimmy Ward did, but it's going to be a situation where these guys are going to have to hold down the fort until he gets back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be definitely interesting defense for sure. Like someone in the comments said, and I forgot who said it, so please let me know who it is. But we have a new defensive coordinator, even though he's been on the team, but his first time being a coordinator. No Greenlaw, maybe no Hufanga. Two new additions to the corner spot. They need to get adjusted. A rookie safety with second year, a rookie in a sense, in Braun. It can get interesting. And the way our schedule looks, at least into my opinion, and I want to get your guys' thoughts, that if we're going to do anything, we got to win the early games because it's going to get hectic towards the middle of the season when we got to go to Green Bay, we got to go to Buffalo. So all these games in the first, 7 games are important to win. Obviously, all of them are important, but if we're missing key guys and we're trying to figure out this system with this new coordinator and we drop some games that we shouldn't drop, it's going to be interesting. I hope they get their shit together. I really hope that they training camp, they can figure things out. I hope they do bring in maybe a team will cut a safety. When they get to the 53, maybe they'll bring someone like that. Even though he's not a top vet, but a vet, they can help out. We'll see how Kyle does it. This is going to be this is the year that the Niners are favorable of making it back, but the fact that Greenlaw is going to miss, and the fact that Hufanga might miss, and even if he starts, how good is he going to be? Sometimes when you come from injury, we've seen it with Chase Young. I mentioned it earlier. He's never been the same person since he came back from that injury. So we still have to see how much Hufanga does it. And I'm with Dion. You know, Hufanga can study the film and know every play, but if he's not out there and able to produce it because he's not able to play, no fault of his own, man, that's going to be a lot of pressure on these safeties. So I'm very curious how important that front four is going to need to be to help out that secondary. The front four is going to have to put pressure on the quarterback to kind of help out that secondary. Now, this secondary can be good if things start falling into place. Now, I'm hoping, and I already know the Greenlaw probably won't start, so I'm not keeping my finger crossed too much for that. But I'm hoping Hufanga can play. And it looks like he's hungry enough. He looks like my friend. He goes to the same church as my cousin. My cousin tells me all the time that he talks to Hufanga and he's fired up and ready to go. He looks good. But hopefully he'll be available for week 1 because we're going to need that. We're going to need that. Mm-hmm. Now, let's jump over real quick to the offensive side of the ball, because if the defense starts a little slow because of the things that I just mentioned, how important, how vital the offense is going to be to put up points. We're going to have to put up points consistent to help out our defense. The Niners, same offensive line, a couple of additions through the draft, pretty much same players, a couple of draftees and receivers. Do you think the Niners will be able to put enough points where it can help out the defense? So if the defense gives up a score here and there, it'll be okay because the Niners have scored so many points that even if the defense blows, like let's say one of the safeties get just blown for a long touchdown because he didn't cover, he took the wrong angle. Can our offense score enough points to help out the defense? And anybody wants to answer that, go for it. Jump in.
I mean, I think it's a foregone conclusion that the 49ers are going to put up points. I don't think that there's any spectrum of thought that you would think that the 49ers aren't going to put up points, especially in the regular season. Like now, when the playoffs come around, I think it's going to come down to the same stuff we've been talking about all offseason, which is where does the maturation of Brock Purdy come in? Where does the relationship between him and Kyle come in? Did they start meshing so well to the point to where Kyle just allows him to take the reins of this offense? Because I really think that that's what's needed for them to get to the next level. But yeah, as far as the regular season goes, there is no realm of possibility this team is not going to score points. There's just too much.
Anybody want to add to that? Go ahead, Dion.
I have to agree and disagree. Yeah, we're going to score points. But there's two things that are going to hinge on whether we're scoring points or not. Young man named Brandon Ayuk getting his money, and Kyle letting Brock be Brock, man. And what I mean by that is let the man audible. Let him change stuff. Mm-hmm. You don't have to be in control 100% of the time, sir. You don't. That's the reason. If people want to know why Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers never came to San Francisco, it's because they like having control. And we have a control freak for a head coach. He doesn't like giving up control. He does not like to concede to people. And if you don't do what he says, he gets pissed off. So at the end of the day, open the door for Brock to audible. And not just to something that you see. That young man, from all accounts, by all accounts from everybody around him, what does everybody say? He processes things faster than anyone they've ever seen. If you got that kind of a mind to process things like that, then that means that you're seeing stuff at a better pace than Kyle can. You know why? All Kyle can do is watch film. All Kyle can do is getting things from the sidelines. I'm actually out on the field. I'm seeing this stuff happen on a consistent basis. I know what's going on. I should be able to check out of a play and do exactly what I need to do to get us into scoring position or throw this touchdown pass. But I can't do that if every time I do that, I come to the sideline, you want to rip me a new one. Let me be me. Let me do me. And maybe we'll get somewhere. And on top of that, this offense ain't going to look the same. Brandon Ayuk ain't on the damn field. Now, I know everybody's confident that he's going to get paid. I'm not as confident. I'm just being honest with you. I am not as confident. That young man is very adamant. He wants his money. And the difference between everybody else that had this situation is we knew those guys were going to get paid. You knew Bosa was going to get paid. They weren't going to let that man walk. You knew Kittle would get paid. And we're going to let him walk. You knew Juice would take the discount. Why? Come on, bro. Barely even play. And if you go anywhere else, you're probably going to get less than what we asked you to take a discount for. So you might as well do this. CMC, makes sense to extend him. Why? Basically the key to Kyle's offense. But Brandon Ayuk right now is feeling very expendable. And it's because the Niners are not willing to give him his money that he feels he so richly deserves. Now, it's very simply put, will we score points? Yes. That is very, very, very largely predicated on if number 11 is on that field or not. Because we don't know what Pearsall is going to do against NFL DBs. We don't know what Jacob Cowan is going to do against NFL defensive backs. We know what Debo will do. We know what Jennings will do. But we don't know what those other guys are going to be able to do. So that it's a question mark. It's give and take. You don't know, and you would love it, but
Dion, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Do you think? I think he deserves to get paid what he's asking for.
Yeah.
But do you think the reason why they haven't come to an agreement for that price is because he's only had like technically one really good season?
I think the reason that they're not coming to that price is strictly based on the fact that they just don't have it. It's not, they don't have it to give.
Mm-hmm.
They're basically, I really feel like the 49ers are sitting there going, look, BA, we love you, man. We want to give you, we don't have it, bro. You know Brock's got to get paid next year, man.
Yeah.
You know this. And at this point, they are begging. I'm pretty sure they are begging and pleading for him to work with them, which is why they haven't come off of their number. It is a cap situation. He understands that. But he knows there are teams out there that can give him more money.
But he still said he still wants to be a Niner more
he does want to be a Niner. But I watched that whole Pivot podcast. And let me tell you this. He seems to be very comfortable being a Commander or a Steeler.
He ain't going to either one.
I feel like
he ain't going to
in the
either
next
one.
3 years. He's not.
To me personally,
you're like only if they release him. Like, but they're not trading him to either one of those.
I'm telling you right now.
I'm just telling you right now. He has no power in that situation.
He does not. But I'm telling you, it makes no sense to keep a disgruntled wide receiver.
Don't keep him on the bench.
Not want to be. He's not. But you putting him on the bench does you no good. He's too good to be on the bench.
So
I don't know
if you let him go,
Pearsall,
any
or
other
any
player
of these
that
other
does it,
receivers that we
it's
picked up are
going
going to be able to block like Brandon Ayuk. There's a difference when that man is on the field.
But if he's not going to play, he's not going to play.
Pure receiver we have.
But
if he's not going to play for what we want to pay, for what they want to pay him, if he's not going to play for what they want to pay him, like what is that? What are you going to trade him for?
You would definitely get a first round pick for Brandon.
But how does that help?
No, you're not.
How does that?
No, they're not.
But how does that help in 2024?
You don't think there's a team out there
that's
going to give him a first round
not
pick?
In this situation. Not in this situation. because remember, he's in a contract negotiation. Like, so they're saying, well, you need to get rid of him because he doesn't want to be here anymore. So now the price just went down.
Not that he's not worth a number one.
Not that he's not worth a number one, but it's
why
negotiation.
would a team pay a number one? They know they're going to have to get rid of him anyway.
So like that's why I say he's going to have to play. He's going to have to play on his 5th-year option. He doesn't have a choice. He doesn't have a choice.
People have been traded and been given new contracts. This is not outside the realm of possibility.
Okay.
But he's
if
under
they,
contract.
If they trade him, they're not getting a first. I'll say that. If they do trade him, they're not getting a first. If it's me
and I'm John and I look at BA, I'd look dead at him and tell him this. Look, I got $26 million for you. Take it or leave it. If you want out, you're going to have to give me some time. Because whoever I'm talking to is going to have to give it up. And the reason I say they can get a first-round pick is because there's a young man by the name of Adam Peters in Washington. We brought you along, bro.
I want a receiver too.
What'd you say?
I want a receiver too.
In return.
Not getting it's not just a pick. It's not just a pick.
Who are you gonna give him the Commanders?
That's exactly my point. Like, I mean, you got the would you do
now?
it
I can see if you wanted to say you can't get a first round pick, but you get several picks.
Like, so what if you do?
If I get a first rounder, they're not giving you a first rounder and a receiver from BA. He's not worth that much.
What is not going anywhere?
What is a first round hop us
this
year?
Anywhere. Like, he's not going anywhere.
What
like,
is
period.
A first round help us this year?
It doesn't help us at all. Like, that's my point.
Him sitting on the bench disgruntled.
But he won't sit because he's not going to get fined.
Because he's going to get fined
every game. He can't afford it.
It doesn't behoove him to not.
He cannot afford it. But I just
and then they can tag him and they can tag him the following year.
Receiver.
And it's not even going to come to that because he's going to get signed.
Yeah,
it's not even
real quick.
I think it's just
real quick, man. I'm telling you, they keep pushing that line.
Just to Dion's question about they can't afford him. They actually could afford him, Dion, because whatever contract they give Brock Purdy, it's not going to affect 2025. Brock Purdy's contract is not going to hurt anybody or anything until 2028. The way that
it's the flexibility piece. It's the flexibility piece.
But also, you need to explain that. How the fuck is this money not going to affect us until 2028?
Because he's still under contract.
He's not under contract until 2028.
No. But the way they move the money down, it's all about the signing bonus. It's all about what goes against the cap. So they're going to set it up where the money goes. The major hit will be 3 years down the line, not the first 2 years. Look at Bosa. Bosa got a huge contract, but his contract is not hurting our cap. It's not going to hurt our cap. He got signed, last year? It's not going to hurt our cap.
You're talking about how they backload it.
Yes, how they backload it, how it goes against the cap.
And the cap is going to go up. And the cap is going to go up every year.
Well, I don't know about that, though, because of the whole
no, they already said
lawsuit about the
they don't care about
NFL
that
ticket.
They don't care about that lawsuit. They know they're going to make all that money back.
Yeah, of course. They're big billions.
Oh, no. Did you see how they wanted to what else was it that they were doing outside of the damn lawsuit?
And it's going to take them years to get that money.
Yeah, it's going to be tied in court for a while.
Yeah, it's going to be years. So
at the end of the day, I think Brandon Ayuk will get signed. I think the Niners have an amount they're going to pay him. They may give wiggle here and there. They did it with Bosa. Now, Bosa plays a different position. Obviously, he's more important to the defense that Ayuk is. I'm not saying Ayuk isn't important or he's not, but Bosa, they were able to pay him a little bit more because he did have some leverage a little bit. Unfortunately for Brandon, whether it's fair or not, it's a business. He doesn't have leverage. He needs to understand he's under his 5th-year option. They're already paying him $14 million, which is the highest he's got since he's been here, even though it's for 1 year. And they can tag him the following year and the following year. So he can honestly, if he pisses off the Niners, he can be here for the next 3 years. I don't think the Niners want that type of distraction. I'm just saying they can. I think the Niners are going to pay him eventually, but the Niners are just going to do it their time. They're not going to rush it because he's crying about it. They're not going to rush it because he wants his money today. They're like, this is when and how we do our business. You will get paid. You just gotta wait. It's like people that give money at the first day of the month. They might want their money by the 30th or the 25th because they spent their money, but you still gotta wait for that check to come at the first of the month if you're getting that type of check. And for those that get that, they know what I mean. You can want it sooner, but doesn't mean you get it sooner. Now you'll eventually get it, but you have to wait until that time frame. And I think the Niners are doing that, not just to him, but that's the way they run
They do it to everybody.
their business. Yeah, they do it to
They
the
do it
business.
to everybody. Both
But
it happened to
everybody's got
Bosa, it
paid.
happened to
Name
Debo,
one
it
player
happened
that
to
hasn't
everybody.
got paid, other than Buckner. But Buckner was for one, he wasn't one of their guys,
And he
two,
found
he
them,
wanted more
and
money.
he found them a first.
and he found them a
And
first.
he found them a first in the draft, like before the draft.
Now,
Yeah,
to
but that
the,
was a waste.
now to the point of
Okay,
Deion,
but it doesn't matter if it was a waste. The
Not to
fact
the point of
the matter
Deion,
is that was a
if they do
replacement
get a
player for
first-
that season.
if they do get a first for Ayuk, I think the Niners will jump on it, depending
Yes.
what part of the first they're at. Like if a team, the Commanders, I mean, it's hard to tell because of the record this year.
I would say honestly, the Commanders are going to be picking anywhere from probably about 1 to 16. You know that because they're not that good. They just aren't. That's unfortunate, but they're not. Now, I can say this: the only thing I'll say on the Buckner trade, it was the wrong damn move.
Oh, it was.
I will
But
always
that's why I
stick to
say that they were learning.
because
And notice they haven't done it again.
Where's Eric Armstead and what has Eric Armstead done since DeForest Buckner left? Nothing.
I'm sorry,
Armstead-
Deion, but that,
You
that
notice
was
they
the,
didn't
that,
do it again.
that was the right move when they got rid
That
of
was
Buckner.
not the right move. Explain. Okay,
Financially-
look at it like this.
Financially, it
Look
was.
like this. DeForest Buckner, with no help around him and a healthy Eric Armstead, had 12 sacks by himself. By himself. And we move on from the dude that is always healthy, always a hog in the middle, does what we ask him to do. All he wanted you to do was pay him. And then we keep Eric Armstead, who doesn't have the production that DeForest had, never had that production until he had a bunch of people around him. And then when those people left, he still didn't have the production.
But you have
Deion,
to look at that
hold on,
situation
Pete.
too, though,
Deion, do you like Brandon Ayuk?
I love Brendan Ayuk.
You love him? You think he's vital to this offense?
Very much so.
Well, if we don't trade Buckner, Ayuk's not on this roster. He's not on this roster.
Explain to me how that worked when the pick that we got for DeForest Buckner, we drafted Javon Kinlaw. What do you mean?
Remember, we
That's not making
traded
sense.
Javon. Remember, we traded with the Bucks one spot, and we were able to use that to come in and get Ayuk. That whole
So we
transaction.
traded back into the first round for BA.
Yes.
So
That's
the
what I'm
DeForest
saying.
Buckner
That's
trade
what
had
he's
nothing
saying.
to do with that.
No, it was because we had the number 10 spot when we took Javon. We were never traded with the Bucks in the first place if we didn't have that high of a pick that we got for Buckner. We would have been picking at the
We
bottom.
didn't trade our pick for Buckner.
What are you talking about? We got a number one pick.
We
a number
traded
one
down
pick.
from
We
the,
got a
from
one
the,
for Buckner,
we traded
but we
down.
used
We
that
traded
on-
down from the
on
original.
No, but we were at
We didn't
31.
use that to jump back into the first
No,
round.
no,
to
no.
get
Okay,
BA.
okay, let me refresh. Not jump in. We were at 31. We took Brandon Ayuk in the 20s, 25, I
We
believe.
traded up.
So we traded up. But that extra pick that we got from the Bucks to move one spot down
Yeah, that's what
gave us the opportunity to move up.
But that's the
In the
Bucks,
first.
not the Colts.
No, but we couldn't
No,
trade
he's
with the
saying-
Bucks in the first
He's
place.
saying that the pick that we got from Buckner, that like
That put us in that
allowed
spot in the first place.
it allowed us to trade down from that pick.
Yes.
Like if we wouldn't have been able to trade down from
We
that
wouldn't
pick
even be up
to
that
end
high.
up trading up. Yeah, we wouldn't have even been up that high.
Because we didn't have that
Well,
first round.
Honestly, either way, we could have got Brandon Ayuk with the pick that we had in the second round any damn way. Because all we did was jump on Brandon Ayuk because we allowed Green Bay to blow smoke up our ass.
Green
and
Bay
think that
would
they
have
were
taken him,
supposed to
bro.
be Drafting BA, which was a crock of shit because they never gave Aaron Rodgers any help at the receiver position while he was there. Everyone knew they were going to draft Jordan fucking Love. Everybody knew that. And we fell for the banana in the tailpipe and went up to go get BA. So we could have still had him if they didn't do all of that. I'm
Bro.
just saying Buckner was well worth every penny he was asking for. that we gave to Eric Armstead for
I don't
less
disagree
production.
with that. I don't disagree with that at all. Like
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
It just,
I don't
to
disagree
me,
with that at all.
if you're telling, if I'm a GM and you're telling me you got DeForest Buckner or Eric Armstead, who are you letting go? Eric,
But keep in mind, you're not getting a youth though.
Should have won. Should have
Buckner
won.
stayed healthy
Walter
too.
Payton Man of the Year a billion times over. As good of a person as you are, and what you do for these kids in Sacramento, but you got to go.
I'm with you.
Because I'm looking
Keep
for
Buckner,
production.
get rid of Armstead, but understand Ayuk is not on this roster. I don't care which way you put it.
And he still would have been here.
You can't. How can you do that? How can you say he would still be here? You don't know if he
I don't
would have
think
been
that
taken.
they have.
For what?
You
They
don't know if
still
he would.
drafted Jordan Love. We knew they was gonna do that. Come on,
But
man.
there was other teams
Everybody
behind. There was
draft
Miami
Jordan Love.
behind.
I think
them.
everybody at the time was surprised by the Jordan Love pick.
But I think they took Jordan
Surprised
Love
we
because
jumped up in the first round to go draft Brandon Ayuk.
I think that's why they
He
took
wasn't
Jordan Love
nobody.
because they had no
He
choice.
Oh
wasn't
no, I didn't know who
radar.
Brandon Ayuk was at the
I didn't
time.
even know who the fuck he was when we drafted him.
Yeah, I'll be
Yeah,
honest.
yeah.
Like
You
I
went
didn't.
and you,
No, you better. You didn't know who Brandon Ayuk.
Yes, I did.
you didn't. Come on, Beto.
I knew of him from Arizona because the guy that went to New England the year before, I forgot his name,
Nikhil Harry.
Nikhil Harris. I was watching him, and that's how I knew of Ayuk. Now, did I know Ayuk very well? No, I'm not going to stand and
I didn't
say
think he
that I
was
knew.
first
But I
round
knew of him.
receiver for
Harry
sure.
did hype him up. Harry did basically say he's the next guy, and then Herm Edwards was the guy basically saying like, you know, while y'all watching this guy, you need to be watching this dude.
And Herman Edwards is the same guy that the reason why we have what's his name at 31 this year or whatever we took him at. I keep Ricky.
Pearsall?
Yeah. He was brought on here because of Herman Edwards because he also coached him in Arizona prior to him transferring.
Transferring because he transferred over to what was that, Florida?
I forgot where he
He was playing Florida last year.
Florida. He tried.
Yeah,
He
Florida.
started in
Last
Arizona.
year was at
He was
Florida.
Brandon Ayuk's teammate
Yeah.
in college, and then
Yeah, he was.
in Arizona. Then he transferred over to Florida.
Yep.
Yeah, so
That's always mind boggles to me how these college players would be playing for 5 different damn schools. It just, I don't think I'll ever
It's
understand.
a different world. It's a different world.
Well,
It
it's
is
really
a
different.
different world. That transfer portal be active,
Listen,
bro.
you want to
Yeah.
get paid in the NFL, you got to play in college, and if you have 2 studs in front of you and you're not playing enough,
We got to guess. We got to guess.
Oh no, you got to move.
Yeah, you
I'm
gotta
not,
move.
I'm not
Exactly.
saying it's wrong. You got to move. Yeah, because you have to be able to get on the field. There's
Yeah,
no option. You got to do that.
yeah.
But
And if
it
you're
just was like,
behind 2 studs, or not even studs, but you're just behind 2 players that coach loves, and they don't give you an opportunity.
yeah, you'll never get on that field.
That's why they move.
It's like
That's what,
this is the reason Brock Purdy did not go to Alabama. People, yes, Brock Purdy had an offer
yes,
from Alabama.
yes, he did.
Yes, he did.
But he wouldn't play
But what did Brock Purdy do? He wasn't done. He's like, I ain't about to go to Alabama and sit there for
and be the water
fucking
boy.
years.
Yeah,
Screw that shit. I want to play. So he went where he could play. Anybody smart? Because at the end of the day, those powerhouse colleges like that, your Alabamas, your Georgias, you know, your even though they're still not as great as they once were, your USCs, you go there, there is talent in abundance on that squad. I know. I literally went to high school with a dude who, technically speaking, should have been in the NFL. Actually, he should be retired by now at the age that we are. But he only went to USC and did what he had to do to stay on the team because he just wanted to have a free college education. But did he have the talent? Oh, yes, he did. Yes, he did. But what happened? 5, 6 people in front of you is the running back position. What are you gonna do?
yeah, it's hard.
You make a
It's hard.
decision. You sit there and you sit, or you move and you play.
Look
Gotta
at Kyle. Kyle doesn't let the young running backs play because he has his favorites.
Nope.
So
Not
It
at all.
depends. It depends.
Unfortunately,
It
in the
depends.
NFL, you can't
Elijah
just be
Mitchell played as
transferred.
a rookie.
You're under contract, so you're screwed. You know what I mean?
Now, I'll give you this bet, though. With that comment that you made, I want to bring it to a comment that Kyle stated. We could protect CMC more from himself. Now,
Who's the coach?
with that being said, will
the
you, Kyle?
porn star is.
Will you? And the reason I say will you and nobody out there can deny this, is because you don't. You allow him to tell you when he's coming out. Now, mind you, we all know CMC, we all know his talent. But you stating you could protect him more. Everybody loves Isaac Garendo. I don't. You know why? Look at the last few running backs that have come on his team in the draft. They don't exist. So, me seeing them drafting a running back and having Christian McCaffrey is always going to be a question mark. Why? Because you don't take CMC out. You want to protect him, you spell him. I ain't saying take the man out the whole damn game. I'm saying give him some damn rest. Tell him, hey, man, look, we know who you are. We know what you can do. Chill. Let the kid get a couple of touches, man. It's not that big of a deal. All right? We're trying to do something. You want to run those hard-nosed, up-the-gut banger type plays? Man, let somebody else take that beating. CMC's already getting older. I don't want to put no more tread on them tires.
If Mitchell stays healthy, Dion, this is his contract year. And Kyle just trust him. He just got to stay healthy.
Kyle don't trust Mitchell. Don't give me that. Nope. You know why Kyle don't trust Mitchell? Why didn't we see Mitchell in the damn Super Bowl until the fourth quarter? Because if you trusted him, you would have rotated him.
No, he trusts him, but he kisses CMC's ass. That's the difference.
Yeah, I mean, you got it. That's what I'm saying.
It doesn't mean you don't trust him. He just kisses the other dude in the ass more.
But you can't keep doing that, bro. You're going to get shit on your nose.
Yeah. Hey, that mustache, that's why he has it there so he can brush the shit off.
Beto said he going to pull that lip up and be good.
Yeah. That's where you got to go. You know what? People were posting the pictures of him on all these memes. And I'll be honest with you. Bro. I was a dumbass. I did not recognize him like that. I'm like, why are they putting this guy with the guy from Top Gun and Viper and all this stuff?
The initial picture, I didn't recognize him at first. I was like, who the fuck is that standing there with Kittle? And then I looked at him.
Yeah, he looked like a pervert. Yeah.
Yeah, Kyle, you
looking for kids.
Mustache, bro? What we doing, man?
Yeah, I didn't recognize him. And then when people say it was Kyle, I had to take a double. I'm like, wow, Kyle.
You had to do a double take.
Yeah, he's starting to look like, what's his name from the Bears? He used to coach the Bears. And what was the name of that? The guy that farted in live TV when he was commentating? What is his name?
Farted on live TV while he was commentating?
Yeah. He became a commentator and he's farted.
Hey, that's a priceless shit right there, man.
Yeah, he was what was his name? He was the coach for the 85 Bears.
Oh, I don't. Was it Mike Ditka?
Mike Ditka, yeah. You know, that master like that.
Ditka was the head coach.
Yeah, he was live talking, and he moved to the left a little bit and let it rip, and he kept on talking. Man, everybody's like, "Oh shit!"
I feel so bad. I feel so bad for Jim McMahon. Poor man.
Hey, bro.
Just
guy. Mike Ditka looked like Biden on that presidential.
That motherfucker looked like he was gonna fall asleep.
He's like, I know this is not nothing to do with politics, and we're not going to take it there.
But it was funny.
But bro, he was talking. And he lost his track, and he goes, "But we did good in Medicare." And the person's like, "Thank you, President Biden," and moved on. And then the other dum dum goes, I don't understand what he said. I don't think he understood what he said.
I only watch it for the comedy, people. It is. If you've never watched a presidential debate, I urge you to. It is hilarious,
but especially this one.
This one.
Hey, real quick, did you guys see his?
You know what you need to do?
Did you guys see his
watch
wife
the
tell
movie,
him?
The Campaign. Zach Galifianakis, Will Ferrell, The Campaign. You want to see what politics really is? Yeah. Watch that movie. Though it is comedy, it's factual.
Did you guys see his wife tell him, "You did a good job. You answered all the questions correctly," and Jill patted him on the back. I'm like, really? That's what I did to my kid when he was 5. You took a bath. Good job.
Did you see him needing help down the steps?
Yeah, that was wrong though. They shouldn't have put that up there.
You gonna bust your ass that bad, bro?
His
Damn.
wife had to walk him down.
Damn.
But that's our leader.
I mean, she's earning her money. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, what are we doing?
You know what, Pete? I agree with you, bro. I ain't even mad at you. I ain't even mad at you.
Anyway,
That's
let's get
right.
back to football before we lose half of our viewers.
Right?
Well, because we don't know we don't know if they're from the right or the left, so we're going to keep it right in the middle.
Hey, look, man. If you're a Niner fan, you all the way left.
Now, keep in mind,
I don't mean Democratic. I don't mean Democratic. I mean in here. You got to be crazy to be a Niner fan. Because all the shit we deal with and all the crap that we go through year in and year out support this team, you got to be a little cuckoo.
Now, I only brought it up because, but hey, Biden kind of looks like our boy Brandon when we just showed with us. He's like,
That was uncalled for. No mamas.
Yeah, what Pete said.
Oh,
Yeah, what Dion said. No, he knows I love him, bro. That's my boy right there.
yeah. Oh, man. It's all
Anyways,
love,
let's wrap it up.
He said,
Almost 2 hours.
Yeah, he said, anyway, let's wrap it up, man. We got to go.
All right.
Yeah,
Let's, how
The
long have we
wives
been
are
up?
calling for them.
I'm not going to touch that. I'll leave it alone. I was going to say something, but anyway,
Do it, Beto. You know you want to.
I do.
Nope,
no.
don't do it. Don't do
Do
it.
it, Beto.
I already shit
I'm
on
going to stop,
Brandon.
man. Let me stop egging him on. My
Yeah,
bad.
Brandon, I love Brandon. I can't do it. I can't shit on him twice. Yeah.
Hey,
He's like, all right, you know what? He flipped me twice. So you know what I did? Now I got to say it. He's
Nope,
like, all
nope,
the
don't
wives
you dare.
are calling and my
Don't you
hand is
dare.
waiting for me.
And with that being said, yeah.
Oh, you little
that
bastard.
being
Don't be
said,
talking about my
EA
hand.
is game sign next week.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, just kidding. All right, let's end the show before we get knocked out of the network. Listen, I brought up the apology just because of the comment, like Dion says, the comical part. I apologize if anybody got upset. We didn't dive into it. It was a great discussion with tonight, like always, every Tuesday, especially having Dion pop in and help us out here. Dion, we appreciate you. Real quick, Pete, what do you have going on in your channel? What are you doing this week? Let everybody know. And just to let you guys know, other than Dion, because I didn't know Dion was coming on, otherwise I would have set it up. But everyone channels and social medias are in the description below. So you can definitely follow Brandon, myself, and Pete. And then also make sure to follow Dion as well. Pete, what you got going on your channel this week?
Yeah, so Niner Fanatic Podcast will be on this Thursday, same time, 6:30 p.m. Pacific time. And we'll be talking about something.
Not doing,
Hopefully
not
something
doing anything
else.
for 4th of July.
Oh no, we are. But I mean, you still got to make time, because people deserve it. And
For sure.
so we're gonna make some time.
He's gonna make his own
then-
fireworks.
Yeah.
Oh, for real.
exactly. Yeah, like don't get it twisted. The and then so Thursday I'll be on, and then next week I'll be back with y'all. But make sure I'm on YouTube, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Twitch, I'm on wherever you can get your audio podcast. Just make sure that you hit the subscribe, make sure that you hit the like, and make sure that you hit the bell so you get the notifications for when we go live. I don't care where you get it, just get it, and you know what it is.
Right. Brandon, what you got going on your channel this week?
Nothing this week. Since Dion's on here, we got to plan a day to do another show, man. So
Yeah. I got some extra stuff I'm doing in the works right now.
That didn't sound
that'll be-
reassuring, Dion. Yeah.
anyways, we'll plan something for you
Yes,
guys
sir.
in near future. But we'll be back here next Tuesday. Follow me on all social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. And then if you want to just listen to the audio portion and not see this ugly mug, SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, Spotify, all that good stuff. But
Make
yeah.
sure to follow. Dion, you have anything going on your channel this week?
Yes, I have been on a super hiatus. I've been studying like back to back. Still got a lot of study to do for my new job and whatnot. So got to take a lot of these securities exams and whatnot, which has been eating up a good chunk of my time. But I will be. Wow. Well, that comment completely threw me all the way off. But I'll definitely be back with some things. It'll be more geared toward the NFL as a whole. And it's going to be breaking down some things from each conference, the people that we have and what we, what's good, the good, the bad, the ugly. We're going to start with quarterbacks for each conference, ranking them.
On.
And just to let you, just as a spoiler right now, no, Brock Purdy is not number one in the NFC West. Sorry.
Spoiler.
For any Niner fans out there, I have to look at people's body of work. I do not go by seasons alone. I go by body of work and what you've done as a whole. So we all know who that would be number one in the NFC West. Brock is definitely number two. Guaranteed.
No, to
But that's
Brock's
what I'll be
credit,
doing.
he hasn't had enough time to have a lot of body of work
Yeah, he's new. But I can tell you right now, he's better than Kyler Murray and Geno Smith.
put together.
We all know that.
Absolutely. And real quick, I just want to let everybody know, I don't know how soon it'll be, but I do see it in the works. I can see Brandon putting this together. I want to see Brandon versus Rod. Battle of the DJs. Battle of the DJs. As you guys know, Brandon's been working out in the background doing his DJs. It's hip hop. He loves it. Yeah, he's been doing his thing. He's going to start a channel, and Rod has been doing his thing, man. And he's been playing his
Rod has
jam.
been doing this thing and he's been balling.
So I want to see the battle of Rod and Brandon.
Rod will get you.
Yeah, I was about to say Rod got those tracks.
Rod been doing his thing. And
Yes, he
B-Dubs,
has.
I'm gonna kick you in your fucking teeth because you didn't tell me you were doing this. How you gonna not say nothing? What kind of bullshit is that?
Well, hey, nobody responds in the damn group chat, so
You didn't say nothing.
yes, I did.
He said enough texting that way he does when he talks here.
Well, I did get a new phone, however, so it deleted all the old messages, so I probably didn't see it.
All right. Well, just so you know, I go live on Twitch sometimes and do it on there. So
Okay.
just check me
I'm
out
glad
on
to
there.
see what you got there, buddy.
Huh?
We have to see what you got.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he's been ripping it. You gotta let us
getting
know. You gotta let us know who your guest is. Going back and forth, bro. Is that Pops? Is that Pops going
Is that your
behind?
dad?
Yeah,
the
that's
background?
dad. That's dad right there.
Okay.
Right. What's up, Dad? How you doing?
Oh,
Hey,
there you
yo.
go, baby. Flex it on him. That's what I'm talking about.
There you go.
Oh, there goes my dog.
Bro, are you his stepson? Because your dad has a game, bro.
No, that's my real dad.
That was
Can't you tell by the features?
I'm about to say, no,
Look at-
bro,
look at-
that's
Look at the
take you
chin.
right
I mean,
back
come
right over
on.
him,
Look at his
bro.
good-looking
Okay.
face.
Hey, yeah,
that looks just
I
like
saw
his
what you were
daddy.
doing. I saw what you were
It's
doing.
okay. It flew right over him, so don't repeat it. Yeah, Brandon, I love you, bro. That's
Just know, Beto, if I was there, I would slap you upside your bald head so hard.
I probably like it.
Oh, I don't know about that.
You know,
All
like,
right.
We go
We're
you know
past
those
June,
Italian
okay?
slappers.
All right,
We're
kids.
All
past
right,
June.
guys, we're
It's
out
about
of
that
here.
time.
I appreciate
Me
you
and
guys
Pete
have
thank y'all for tuning in.
just have a wonderful night. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you on the next podcast. Remember, we are on every Tuesday at 6:30 Pacific Standard Time. So make sure to follow us and watch us our next episode next Tuesday. Until then, we are out of here. Peace.
Peace.
Certified badass. We are coming for you.